What makes a comedy a comedy? This will be the subject of our class today. In everyday speech, when we say that something is a comedy, we usually mean that it is funny, or at least that it's trying to be funny. In drama and literary studies, there's a different meaning we sometimes use. Not everything that's funny is a comedy. We'll see that there are funny moments in Romeo and Juliet, which is a tragedy. Indeed, not every comedy is actually funny. What distinguishes comedies from other dramatic genres is that they have a happy ending. The protagonist or protagonists get what they want. Often, what they want is love. So the happy ending is a wedding or a promise of a wedding. The defining feature, in other words, the defining feature of comedy is that unlike tragedy, they have happy endings. But before we get to the ending, we have to talk about what happens in the beginning and the middle of comedies. I'm going to focus on romantic comedies, that is, dramas where the main conflict is around coupling and love. Comedies often open with a young man and a young woman who are in love and want to get married or be together in some other way. Right, who's the couple in the play we are studying? But there is something or someone that is stopping them from finding their happiness together. Often there's a parent or parent figure, the young woman's father often, who will not allow the marriage. Maybe there is someone else who wants to marry one of the protagonists. Maybe there is some other external obstacle. Right, what the obstacle or obstacles to happiness are in our play. We should discover all of this in the first act or early scenes. We'll discover who the couple is and what obstacles to happiness they have. This is the inception point of the plot. This is the starting point. In the middle of the play, the couple try to escape the situation so they can unite and be together. Or maybe the protagonist or someone working on their behalf try to remove the obstacles to marriage in some other way, another way than escaping. Sometimes there are characters who want other things and they try to get them. Sometimes what these antagonists want is to prevent the couple from being together. So if you're against the protagonist, you're the antagonist. Because there's an attempt to run away from the obstacle, the middle will often take place in a different location than the opening, like the countryside or a forest, because different characters want different things and use tricks and disguises to get them. There's often a lot of confusion and mistaken identities, people taking one person for another, people pretending to be what they are not. Sometimes this part is called rising action, the idea that the things become more and more complicated and seem unresolvable. The knot of the plot seems too entangled to ever be untangled. Now take the time to write what confusion and mistaken identities can be found in the play we are studying. Towards the end of the play, once everybody is utterly confused and it seems like the entanglement could not be solved and the couple will not be together, new information or a new person comes into the play and solves the problems. So if the characters could not marry because one was rich and the other one poor, the poor one will discover that they inherited a lot of money. All those deserving of it find a partner, the partner they wanted. All those deserving of it find a partner they wanted. or at least one they deserve. There are often more than one couple. Sometimes the antagonists, those who put obstacles in the protagonist's way, are punished in some way. Not always. Sometimes we get to see the celebration of marriage, sometimes not, but a happy ending is promised. We know that it's going to end well for the couple. In the play, we studied what happy ending do we have, what changed or what was discovered in order to bring this happy ending. So to sum up and add something a little more general, theoretical, the opening of the play presents us with a conflictual situation, with a conflict. It presents a society, a community in crisis. Children are not listening to their parents, people wanting to be in a relationship that's not appropriate for them. Things seem to be falling apart. By the end, the community is restored. In the middle, the community is in chaos, but by the end, the community is restored and things can go back to normal through the idea of marriage. The parents give up their insistence, their resistance. The couple is discovered to be actually appropriate. If there's an evildoer who wanted to prevent the marriage just out of malice, he or she are chased away. Then there is a ceremony, a wedding that celebrates the healing of the community. Comedies are considered optimistic. They show a belief that you can renew a broken community. You can restore order from chaos. And they are also considered somewhat conservative because they don't show that there's a new community that could be built, but instead they show going back to the old community. In the next video, we'll see how this scheme works in our play.